Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're gonna install new trailer brakes on my 2015 Load Trail 10,000 pound equipment trailer. Stay tuned, this is gonna be a great video.
She cuts, eh?
In a video a week or two ago, whenever you guys see this, I finally pulled the trigger on a new to me trailer. I bought a 2015 Load Trail equipment hauler. It has 5,200 pound Dexter axles. I made a deal with a fella and I drug that trailer home 60 miles or 100 kilometers. And I stopped several times on the way home because I noticed a couple things. Number one, my hubs got super hot. You could melt snow on them. And I knew right away that I had some issues. Number two, I had no trailer brakes. No braking of any kind on all four axles. And number three, I could hear rattling and noises in all of the hub assemblies. So I assumed that I needed trailer brakes. Well, as you guys saw in the last video, I ripped the wheels and tires off of it, and one side, the left side, both front and rear axle had no linings on the shoes. The right side, the linings were worn out. All four of the brake assemblies needed new magnets. For those of you that haven't played with trailer brakes work on electronic magnets. When the magnet is energized, when you have your brake controller sends power to a magnet. The magnet grabs the inside of the brake drum, and that's what causes the brakes to engage. The magnet's attached to a lever and a cam, and it moves them in and out. So I noticed all these little problems. Now, the old school hillbilly in me was like, buy new shoes, hardware, and rebuild them. Backing plates are still rock solid on this trailer, but honestly, I started looking around, and for the price of complete brake assemblies, it was hard to just not buy brake assemblies. So I ordered some generic brake kits off the internet. These are available all over the place. They can go from, OEM Dexter replacements all the way to no name and everywhere in between. So pick the ones that fit your price bracket. I bought reasonably priced brake assemblies, and the reason why I picked these, the online reviews were excellent and the shipping was going to be super quick. Living up here in Canada, and if you need something quick, it can often take a week or two to get your parts or longer. And fun fact, right now I'm still waiting for my bearings. It's been about a week and week and a half. I'm still waiting for 4 sets of new bearings, but in the meantime, let's open this up and I'll show you guys what a brake kit looks like, and then let's go outside, brave the cold, and install them. I ordered these kits, and this is the way to do it. A lot of you guys mentioned in the comments that, hey, you should just buy full kits. I didn't want to spoil it, but yeah, that's kind of the way I was going. Okay, these kits, you get 2 in a box. These are 12 by 2 inch self-adjusting brakes. You know they're self-adjusting when they have this cable on them, and what this cable does is it pulls. If you guys look down, actually I'll lift it up right here. Okay, when I pull on the cable, okay, see that? It cams it over and pulls it on the next slot. Okay, that's actually how you can adjust these if you don't want to turn the wheel. Okay, you can actually just pull on it, and look, it'll spin it for you. Okay, so these are our self-adjusting brake kits, exactly what was on the trailer. New magnets. You guys notice there's 4 holes in the magnets. Bring you guys right in here. Okay, There's 4 holes in the magnet. These holes are actually wear indicators, okay? If you can't see the holes in your magnet or they're worn unevenly, you need new magnets. These come fully wired, completely set up. And yeah, I could rebuild my brakes, but for the price of these, I honestly could buy these whole kits cheaper than I could buy all the components involved. Okay, and there's just 2 wires for each brake. These are not polarity sensitive. You just hook them back up and they're good to go. So all I did was, I know I have Dexter axles, so I picked ones that fit Dexter's. There's 5 bolts here that bolted on. This should be easy. Now I may have just ruined it for myself, but let's go outside, get set up, and let's put new axle assemblies on our hubs. And then when my bearings come in, I can replace the bearings, show you guys that, put it back together, and then we can finally use this trailer. I'm really excited to put some weight on it and do some work with it, because I'm always towing and hauling here. Anyhow, I'll meet you guys outside and let's get these installed. Okay, let's have a look at the old brakes. They're super rusty and crusty. These magnets are pretty worn, but you can see there's still the wear indicators there. This one, they're pretty much all missing, so that's a good sign that you need new assemblies. Now, I've already sprayed these with penetrating oil. I did that a week ago to let it sit. Take off these 5 nuts, and that'll take your assemblies off. Here they are installed. Okay, so we'll start by doing that. We'll undo the nuts and take the backing plates off. This should be pretty easy. Now, hopefully we don't get too much wind in this shot. It's very windy today. Part of living on the prairies. Again, if you don't have one of these, this is what I made my living with for the last 20 years. Not this model, because it hasn't been out that long, but this is a DeWalt XR 20 volt adjustable torque settings. These things are tough as nails. I get about 2 years out of one of these in the field. And again, these are not cheap, but they're worth every penny because they last. If you were a homeowner and you had these XR style tools, you'd be probably set for life. Now, you don't need one of these batteries. It's a 9 amp hour flex volt. If I travel, you throw this in the back of your truck, you can take your lug nuts off with it. It's a great thing. Okay, take those off. Now we'll take these 5 off. These ones I've already loosened. I'm actually really happy that these came off. When I first looked at them, I got a little scared. But I used some good, what I use, liquid wrench, I think, or deep creep, one of those two, and these come right off. Okay, I'm gonna get you guys in close here, and I'll show you guys the ins and the outs. This is the way to change brakes if you don't have a lot of time. Okay, so once you take your nuts off, look, just like that. Okay, there's 2 wires coming out of the axle. Okay. Now, I'm not super happy with these wires. They're not crusty, but they're too long. So I'm gonna cut these back somewhere around here just to get some of the length off of them. And these wires actually go through the axles on these. You can see, you don't want to cut them too short, because if you ever needed more wire and you didn't have, you'd kind of be, up a creek. Okay, so all I'm going to do is take my new assembly here. Magnet goes to the bottom. And if you're not sure if you have a right or left assembly, your magnet, okay, your magnet, which is right here, your magnet and the lever goes to the front, okay? And all these do, when the magnet grabs, it pushes your brake pad in and out, okay? And if you're backing up, it pushes it out. Okay, that's how these work. It's very simple. And again, this is only a magnet when you run electricity through it. Okay. Now, I guess if you didn't have a lot of room, you could wire this before you put the backing plate all back together. I'm gonna do it after. Just because I feel like I got enough room. And I think, as far as I know, most trailer axles are pretty much the same. I looked at a couple different brands parts wise, and it looks like this brake setup is used pretty widely. I seem to be missing one nut, and it's not in the end of my impact gun, so I'll have to have a quick look and find that other nut. And what I thought was a lost nut was actually a nut that was covered in snow. It was sitting up there the whole time. That is funny. Okay, so five nuts. Just like you're torquing down a wheel. Now I will find the proper torque spec for those, but they're 37 Ugga-Duggas right now, and I think that'll be sufficient for our needs. Well, while we're down here, we might as well do the one behind it, and then we can take care of our wiring. Okay, I'm just gonna grab one more of these. Whole assembly. Okay, slide this back. That's some ugly wiring. This one I think I'm going to wire before I put it on. Okay, again, just clip that off. Got a good pair of wire cutters here, or wire strippers. These are like good commercial wire strippers. Just got to adjust them for the type of wire we have here. Again, not having brakes on your trailer, well, it's never fun, right? But I mean, you can fix it pretty reasonably, pretty quickly, pretty, cheaply. I guess that depends on what your version of cheap is, but I mean, I think these kits were more than reasonably priced, and they should last a while. And whatever, if they're junk, I'll tell you guys, hey, those cheap or reasonably priced kits I bought weren't all they were cracked up to be. But I don't know, they all pretty much look the same to me. I'm just gonna strip back the factory wiring here. Grab this one. Now you can connect these however you want. You can solder them. If you live in a dry climate, you can butt connector them. I'm going to use these. This is a self-shrinking, or I'm just going to reach across to you guys here. This is a heat shrink, like a butt connector, and I can heat it up after, and it'll seal around itself. So that's what I'm choosing to use. Okay, so all I'm going to do here, okay, take these, twist them together. Put this over top. And cut this a little bit shorter. because I want to make sure that this, when I heat shrink this, that it's all the way into there. Now I'll take this. I love these crimpers and wire strippers. These things do an amazing crimp if you are going to use butt connectors. Now, if these didn't seal, I wouldn't use these, because in my climate, with all the salt and junk they put on the roads, I was laughing. A bunch of you were commenting, "Oh, I'm so glad I don't live where you do." Just the rust, friends, this is nothing for rust. Stuff rusts up here for sure. 100% it does. Especially trailers. I looked at quite a few trailers. It was really hard. It was really hard to find one that wasn't rotten. I think it really depends on what kind of factory coating they have on them too. But that's one thing. Load trail, it's not the most expensive trailer, but it's not a cheap trailer up here. And what I noticed about load trail trailers is, yeah, they had some surface rust. Now, this trailer has most of the original paint still on it, which is incredible. Yeah, it's only 10 years old, darn near, somewhere around there. But I've seen 10-year-old trailers from other manufacturers. And again, I'm not going to mention any names, because just it is what it is. But I noticed a lot of manufacturers, their trailers are completely rusty, you know, even when they're 5 years old. That's what I've seen up here. Now, part of that is maintenance. A trailer like this, up here, the reason why trailers like this are usually rusty is a guy with a trailer like this typically is hauling a skid steer, and he's doing snow removal. So if you're doing snow removal up here, you're always exposing your equipment to salt. Okay, so there's one installed, and now I'll just wire the other side. Okay, and here's the other side. Just gonna strip the factory ends. I've already gone ahead and pre-stripped these wires. Now, this wire is really dark, so I'm gonna cut it back. Sorry, I got these connectors in my mouth. I'm gonna cut it back again a little bit. See if we can find some cleaner wire. Because again, if I don't, I'm going to end up with no brakes again. There, this wire is a little bit better back here. Yeah, I've seen worse. I've seen better too. Again, the joys of living up north. It's not all bad though. I like it up here. I've been in the south, I've been all over the place, but I like where I live. It's different though, that's for sure. You got to be able to deal with extreme weather up here, because like right now, keeping my hands warm. They're actually not too bad today, but if it was 30 below and I had to do this, well, I'd have to do it with heavy gloves on. Or I'd have to tarp this here trailer and do it that way. Okay. Crimp it. I really love these crimpers. They put like the perfect crimp on. It's tight, doesn't go anywhere. Now I don't use a lot of butt connectors. I'm usually a solder it kind of guy. But like again, these are self-sealing, so I didn't like the way that one crimped on there. Oh, it's not coming off. Okay, I think it's okay. Okay, now last thing to do, I'm gonna push this wire back into the axle where it belongs. Okay, that way I'll have no troubles with it there. Now, last thing to do, hook this up to my truck and apply the brakes and see if we have brakes. I'll show you guys how to do that. Okay, Plug that in. Because I'm always working alone, this is how I do it. Because, you know, got a toddler in the house. And if you've had a toddler, you know they take full supervision. Yeah, I just put a piece of tape on it. This will give me braking. And again, I don't know if you guys can see it there. The light is on, so quick and dirty. Now we'll just check if the magnets have any pull to them. Okay, and all I did, I turned the gain up on my brake controller. There you go. All your gain does is it adjusts how powerful the magnet is. Okay, and the more powerful the magnet, the quicker it grabs. And, okay, so there's right rear, right front. These magnets are even stronger now than my old brakes. There's the right front, everything works. Left rear. Good magnet pull there. Left front. Nice. Well, that's exciting. Okay, well, wasn't that easy? Honestly, that's the only way I'll change trailer brakes from now on. I've done them both ways. I have brake tools and all that, but that is the way to do it. Everything's brand new, will work fine. And what did those cost me? I mean, cost varies based on location. But those kits left and right cost me, I think it was about 125, 140 bucks a side, something like that. So you can get them online. There's all kinds of websites. There's eBay, Amazon, whatever, wherever you guys buy your stuff from. But honestly, doing it that way, how long did that take? All four corners I did in like under an hour. And that's a good deal. One thing I will mention, if you're having problems with your brakes, one place that I've been, you know, duped before, make sure your tow vehicle has power going to the brake circuit. We've all been there. That F-250 today, I was checking things over and I had no running lights, right turn signal, and no trailer brakes today. Well, guess what? I ripped all the wiring apart last week when I was working on the trailer, and I ended up needing the truck last week to go on an errand, and it was raining. Well, I shorted out all those circuits. I had to replace a bunch of fuses because I forgot the wiring was open. So anyhow, that's the way you do brakes. Make sure the magnets are energized, and if they are, you got all kinds of breakage going on there. So in the next video, once I get my bearing assemblies, we'll redo the bearings. We'll put new races and bearings in, pack them, put it together, and then I can take that trailer for a test drive. Towing it home, I could feel towing it with a 7.3 Power Stroke like I drive shouldn't be any trouble. That trailer weighs, I think it's like 3,500 pounds. Not the lightest trailer, not the heaviest, but I could feel that trailer behind me, which again, for a 7.3 Power Stroke, that's nothing weight-wise. But I could feel it, so I knew I had some issues. And hopefully now when we tow this thing, it'll be smooth as glass, like my other trailer is. If you've never had brakes on a trailer, let me tell you, it's nice. Here the law is, I think it's anything over 2,500 pounds has to have brakes. Now, a lot of trailers don't, and gets kind of dangerous, especially if you're towing weight and you can't stop. So again, it's a safety thing, and I can't wait to have brand new brakes on my new trailer. Anyhow, friends, thanks for hanging out here. Post a comment below if you have any questions or comments, and you guys know what to do. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Take her easy. Later.